What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another BTR video.
Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe.
We're back at it again. Another tier list video. NFL mid-season rankings. Well, I guess slightly after mid-season because we're in week 10. So we have about 8 weeks, total weeks to go. Some teams have played 10. Some teams have played 9, 8, whatever the case may be. Before we continue, make sure you guys check out our preseason rankings. We'll link it down below. So you guys can know what we're comparing it to. Just like the mid-season will be based on how the season went so far for certain teams.
So our expectation, they're just normal record and like how they're playing right now.
And if they're bad, how fun are they?
So if they're outplaying their expectations, like some teams, you know, they might be a S tier, even though their record might not show they're S tier. But some teams might have an 8-1 record and might just be a S tier just because they're just good.
Yeah. I have our tier list here, so we know what to compare it to. But yeah, so it's just pretty much what they have done so far and how much are they going to jump, drop, or be about where we thought they're going to be. So we'll start off with the first team.
All right, we'll just start off quickly here, like we always do. New York Giants, you suck. Where are the Patriots? Patriots, you suck. Cardinals, you were supposed to suck, and you suck. And there's one more team I had.
Chicago.
No. Panthers. Where are you?
Oh, yeah, the Carolina Panthers.
Are they so bad they didn't even make it?
Right there, beside the Chiefs.
Was the Chiefs?
Don't go down
right there,
slightly?
Yeah.
Okay,
they're so bad they didn't even make the list.
Okay, so these four teams, just to be what we thought they were going to be, the Giants were at B, the Patriots were at C, the Cardinals were at F, and the Panthers were at C. Cardinals, okay, yeah, I guess you could say that they live to what they're doing.
They're doing what they're doing.
They might be better now with Kyler Murray back, so that's an end of season ranking. Stay tuned for that. The rest of them, though, yeah, I had expectations for the Giants. Obviously, you guys know I have a TikTok out there where I said the Giants would be better than the Cowboys this year. Clearly wrong, and the Patriots are the worst team in the conference, second or third worst team in football. And then the Panthers, I had expectations for them. Not like playoffs, but close to it at least.
But like
with the division being weak as well.
3-4 wins, you know.
Yeah, and they're at 1, and that's disappointing with that coaching staff as well, and disappointing first overall pick at the moment. So yeah, these guys are all their F tier teams. Don't expect them to really make a jump of anything. Maybe at the most the Cardinals could go up to D, how the season finishes.
But currently, that's what it is. S team, obviously, Eagles.
Okay.
Anyone else you want to throw right now, just off the top of your head?
Houston Texans.
We'll talk about this as well, and then
I don't want to put the Chiefs.
I do not want to put the Chiefs.
So I think those two are only it right now.
All right, Eagles, they're the best record in football.
Yeah,
obviously, yes. Sometimes they might
struggled at the beginning, but still got the win.
It might not have been convincing at times, but when you're 8-1 and you're best record in football, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
All right, the big one we got to talk about though, the Texans. We had them an F. Right, we thought the Cardinals will get the first and second overall pick. That's how bad they were gonna be. C.J. Stroud's offensive rookie of the year. We have them. By we, I mean you had them, and all mainstream media decided to copy you. I think
I said it first.
That C.J. Stroud will be in MVP conversation. And now, following this week's win over the Bengals, it was confirmed that teams are putting. Media analysts and all these guys are putting them in MVP convo. Yes, they could still make the playoffs. They're in a playoff spot right now. No one expected that. We thought at the most, if they were going to jump, would be at least at the maximum a C-tier team, like a 500-ish team. They are 500 right now. I guess you could say 4 wins.
5-4.
Yeah, they're 5-4. So let's just say we projected them to be, at this point, maybe 3 max, right?
Yeah.
And with injuries and stuff, and who knows, D'Amico's got that
It's simple as this, going. Right? You were expected to be shit.
First overall pick, second overall pick worthy.
Which you didn't even have.
And
now you have a chance to make the playoffs, right?
They're in a playoff spot. As of this moment, week 10.
Yeah, they're in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And that's really defying the expectations right here. Yeah. This is where record doesn't show everything. This team wasn't supposed to be as good as the Eagles. Yeah. Right? The Eagles are there because they're still the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Texans aren't supposed to be as good as a 5-4 team, right? They're supposed to be like 1 or 2 wins max.
All right. So yeah, shout out to you guys. That division, that's AFC South.
Future's set for them.
It's gonna be buzzsaw.
Yeah, but let's go in order here. We'll start off with the Chicago Bears. My instant thought is D.
Yeah.
We had them as C, right?
Yeah.
Disappointing team for sure. We had a little bit expectations. I feel like a lot of people had some expectations, especially Bears fans. But Justin Fields disappointed. Tyson Bagent has more wins than Justin Fields this season, I believe, because they're 3-win team right now, I believe.
Yeah, because Fields got 1 and
Fields got 1, Bagent got 2.
I have the standings up here, so you don't have to worry about it.
3-7 right now currently, but yeah.
D is fair.
We were high on them.
We had them in C. So we thought in the division
they'll be ahead of the Packers. Yeah,
do ahead of the Packers.
I mean, honestly, they can still do that.
Yeah, but at this moment, I didn't think they're going to be this bad. Fields, the team struggled early on, very much so.
Yeah,
and they might still. We don't know, but they could turn it around. So let's see.
All right, Cincinnati Bengals.
B.
Yeah, they could drop 2 tiers. I was kind of leaning C as well, but like the fact that you're still in a winning record, I guess.
5-4, toughest division in football. Yeah, you guys are struggling. We thought you guys should be Super Bowl contender. You guys still could be a Super Bowl contender because it's still week 10 or going into week 11 now. But based on what they have done, this is based on what they've done the first 10 weeks, and
they have life at least.
5-4, 500.
When you're starting off 0-3, we're like, okay, these guys might be finished.
Yeah.
Now they're showing life. Now they're 5-4. Obviously, wild card spot is probably looking more likely for them now.
Yeah.
Depending on how this because this was recorded before the Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
So we don't know the result of that. But if they lose that, they're not winning the division.
Yeah.
LA Rams.
So we had them in D. I think you might have to put them in C.
I'll put them up to C. This is one of the teams I wrote off.
You wrote off. I thought they were a C.
It's not because I had no belief in Stafford and Donald and like somehow Puka Nacua, but like Cooper Cup. And it's because of their O-line, right?
Yeah.
And Stafford got hurt because of that, and then they lost a couple games. But I mean, at the end of the day, when Stafford was healthy, they were a solid team.
It's funny because you putting them to C because you don't think they're going to be this. D, they're 3-6. That's the record still.
Yeah.
I probably would have argued a D because I thought they were a C tier team last year. But I'm fine with C because you went at them harder than I did.
Yeah, I'll move them up just because I expected way worse. I want them F.
Yeah.
Because of you, I put them D.
Yeah.
In the preseason. So for me, they should move up a tier.
Yeah.
So I guess from basing it off that, D to C is kind of fair. But they're in that range and nothing. They're still not close. So
Saints.
I expected them to be like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
They're like
I did not like that.
They're mid bottom right now.
Yeah. C. Oh, sorry. Saints. D.
Disappointing.
I don't care.
They're making the playoffs.
We had them in B tier, but that's only because. And we said this clearly. I want the floor on this one. Okay. We thought the Saints. I'm not saying they're a better team than the Eagles or the Niners in the conference, but because their division is so damn easy that I thought they could arguably be like the Tennessee Titans from a couple of years ago and just win the conference because of that. Arguably, I'm not saying that was our final predictions, but it was in conversation. The fact that you guys are 5-5 with one of the shittiest and most boring offenses, at least if you're gonna be bad, be fun, right? If the Texans were not what their record was right now, and they were like 3-6, we would have probably put them up to A or B because they were at least fun to watch.
No, probably C.
I'm just saying in general, like at least we could praise them more.
Yeah.
We can't praise you, and then at times your defense is letting you down lately. But more so, your defense is still carrying you. I don't know. I was high on Derek Carr this year. Obviously, when we had Nick Shook on, that fell down to earth. Both of us admitted that then. But yeah, they're disappointing. Like, yeah, you're leading the division 5-5, but then within one game, you might be down to third.
All right.
1 or 2 weeks.
You might make the playoffs by default. That's all.
That's all it is.
All right. So Saints fans, you were expecting
pray for a quarterback.
Potential Super Bowl. But if you make the playoffs and get outed first round, you gotta hope like a Michael Penix.
Like you guys, honestly, you guys might jump up to a C if you guys do make the playoffs somehow because of that reason alone.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills. They're C. All right, they deserve to drop like 2 tiers for me.
3 tiers.
3 tiers. Yeah, they were in the S tier, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl contenders. That's out of the window because you can't get out of your own way, right? Offenses being run poorly. That's why leading to a Kent Dorsey fire. McDermott's on the hot seat. Never thought that like 2 years ago. And Josh Allen is an interception machine, and the whole offense in general is a turnover machine.
Yeah.
And then also an injury-ridden defense, which you can't blame on them. But at the same time, they kind of, held their own.
So when we're recording this, they literally fired Ken Dorsey a day before. And let's see if Joe Brady changes things. We don't know. Do I think they could still somehow make the Super Bowl? Sure, because their team is still that good on talent-wise. But to your point, they're probably not contender now
They better not even make the playoffs.
because of what we have seen. The
They're-
AFC is so tough that like you have the teams like the Texans. When we get to the Colts, heck, even the Broncos are making a jump right now. We'll see what happens down the line. But yeah, like there are only two teams that are not not contending with, which is the Patriots and the Titans, which we'll get into later on.
Where do we have the Chargers?
A. So the C.
I think they go to C.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree.
They haven't looked. They're the Chargers. Just
It's the same
same
thing.
old story. They haven't been.
The difference is now
The on-field performance haven't matched what we projected them on paper. And on
Yeah.
paper, they're a damn good team.
yeah.
But
Defensively is the biggest letdown with the defensive mind and coach. Offensively, you have Justin Herbert slightly hurt, but he's still putting up
he's
days.
he's not. It's not Herb. It's not classic Herbert this year.
Yeah,
He had
but at the
couple
same
games.
time,
He had a couple games here and there, but yeah.
at the same time though, he's still keeping you in games that your defense is letting you down. He's kept you in games for the last
some
few
of them.
years that you got to let your defense
Yeah.
help you win a game.
But this year, like honestly, Herbert has taken a step back, as did Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Like it's not like just him. A lot of quarterbacks took a step back, even Mahomes.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, if Herbert's not playing like how he did against the Detroit Lions every game, they have no chance of winning any game.
yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure on your QB. But at the same time, that's what your situation is.
All right, next up, put the Broncos. I know they're next, and the Raiders in C as well.
Yeah,
Because we had them in D, and you cannot if they're the same record as the Chargers and they're
Bro,
big
what does
better.
that say? I didn't even read that. Angry House.
Okay.
Angry Horse Roam the Scout or something like that.
Okay, whatever. That might be their slogan. But, and the Raiders. Same thing, right? I mean, okay. The difference is we dropped the Chargers because they need to be dropped. These guys need to be risen one, especially you for the Broncos. At this point, I know you still have them written off for the rest of the year.
I'm giving the respect, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm not going to argue with this. Even the Raiders, both 5-5 records, or Broncos are 4-5.
Yeah.
In the mix still.
Yeah.
In the wild card, yes, Broncos have a longer shot than the Raiders do right now because the Broncos have to win more games because of they're being 4-5.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, on the other hand, Aiden O'Connell is the starter now, which I was praying for after I seen him start against the Chargers, where they lost by like a possession, and then the Broncos there, Russell Wilson hasn't been terrible. He's been pretty decent. Sean Payton and the offense looking like just trying to score some points.
Yeah.
And defensively, they're not giving up 70 points a game.
Yeah. Raiders. You talk about them?
Yeah, you could I just said Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. You got rid of Josh McDaniels. That alone gives you a jump.
You made a good decision.
You made a good decision, and because of that, you're 2-0. Your coach is on trajectory to be undefeated.
Change your quarterback.
Yeah.
Which I was a big part of.
You changed the plan by giving Devontae Adams the ball, and Josh Jacobs because of that opened up.
Yeah, he's playing really good the last two games.
So because of that, they deserve a C, and they're in the mix, right? They're ahead of the Chargers in
but we
standings.
forgot about the biggest guy, Mad Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Right.
He might actually win a deep play because of this.
He's in conversation. Him,
Yeah.
Watt, and Garrett, I would say, are the three right now.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings.
B.
What do we have them in the tier list?
B.
Yeah,
They're kind of doing what they're doing, except with a different quarterback.
Like
They started off bad.
they did start off bad, yeah.
Then Justin Jefferson goes out. We're about to write him off by saying, "Oh, should Kirk Cousins get traded to the
should they
Jets
just tank for Caleb Williams
or something?" And then just without Jefferson, you win one or two games with Kirk. And then Kirk tears his Achilles, and you win two games with Josh Dobbs.
No, before that, Jaron Hall started. So
Well,
Josh
yeah, but
Dobbs,
he didn't close the game.
Yeah. So then they're undefeated without Jefferson, and
He's supposed to be back this week.
yeah, and Jordan hasn't stepped up for that reason.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's gonna.
I can't give him A. If they had a better record, I would have. The Josh Dobbs
What are they
story
right now?
alone gives him an S.
What are they right now?
What do you mean?
Like record?
5-5.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can't give him A for that. But yeah, no, Josh Dobbs. Honestly,
6-4. 6-4.
Wait, they're 6-4,
Yeah.
bro.
6-4.
We might move them up, yeah.
They're 6-4.
Their
Lions are
circumstances.
7-2. So
There's circumstances, right?
yeah, you might have to now.
I think we might
I
have
thought
to.
they're 5-5
They started off 0-3, and now 6-4
with Josh Dobbs.
With Josh Dobbs, Kevin O'Connell, you might be in coach of the year conversation right now.
Yeah, because expectation
No,
wise,
might be.
we
You
expected
have to
them to be in A or B.
Kevin O'Connell is
We
that
expected them to be in that range. Except
Yeah.
now that because keep in mind when we get to the Jets, we had just spoiler. We had Jets in A last time.
Yeah.
It was because Aaron Rodgers was healthy. But this case, we assumed Kirk Cousins is healthy throughout the year because of expectations, and they were supposed to fall down to like F or D. They can't. So because of the expectations, they have to be up one. So I
Alright,
agree
then
with the
speaking
A.
of Jets, where would you put the Jets right now then?
D. Their defense is so good. D for defense.
D
like
and
how
D.
dumb. Like
So what's
sounded
their
cringy, but I gotta say.
What's their record right now? 5-5. They're on a 2-game losing streak. I'm pretty sure.
4 and 5.
4-5. Yeah.
Well, listen.
if this was- if this was-
they would have dropped.
If this was 2 weeks ago, I would have given them B. I'll be honest with you.
No, I would have given them C.
Just because without Aaron Rodgers, you had a winning record at
True.
4-3.
But yeah, no, I would have probably given C then. I would say D or C. I don't know.
Like it's not their fault Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Yeah, but at the same time, you hope Zach
But
Wilson.
now I agree with D, C or D makes sense. But like that point, I would have given him B.
Zach Wilson's just so bad. If Zach Wilson was just competent, like how Aiden Connell was, I would have given him C.
Bro, Aiden O'Connell's the best. Right?
Yeah.
He's not just competent. He's amazing.
So yeah, Jets are D because of that reason. I think they could go to C at the end of the year because their defense is that good.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
A.
Yeah,
They're literally doing what they're doing. They're winning. Yeah, they
they're
had
not,
a bad
they're not
loss.
They're not the upper tier team,
Yeah,
right? That everyone expected them to take the jump into.
yeah.
They're just still the same team
6
from
and
last
3,
year.
big win against the Bills. Yes, it was Bills had to travel. I don't care though.
They're still the same team from last year,
Yeah.
right? They haven't taken
They
a step
shouldn't.
forward.
Okay, that just as a perfect explanation for you guys. I know the Jaguars have a lower record than the Texans. This is the
The
perfect
Texans
example.
have a lower record.
So yeah, the Jaguars are first, the Texans are second. But this is the perfect example of where the expectations of the Jaguars was possible Super Bowl, right? For sure, playoff lock. The Texans were number 1 overall pick lock.
And no chance for players.
And no chance for playoffs. So that's what this means. This is based on expectations. But anyways,
And the circumstances.
and the circumstances as well.
And also some come into effect with record. That's why the Cardinals are still in F tier.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys are
A.
Up and down seasons. They're close one to Philly. I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah.
Niners shit kicked you. You lost to the Cardinals.
That's why you're A. I would have. I mean, that alone
No.
might put you to B. But
Yeah, but the fact that you're like what 6 and 3,
Yeah.
I believe right now. So, I mean, you're the Cowboys. You do this every year, regular season. You give hope and then you destroy it because you do some stupid play at the end of a playoff game where it gets your offensive coordinator fired.
Washington. We have them in C last time. I still think they're a C tier.
I do believe. What's their record right now?
4 and 6.
I think they're a C team. Sam Howell is
It's not on Sam Howell.
It's not on Sam Howell. Like
That
Sam Howell is
O-line-
showing that he could be that guy.
Yeah.
So if he could get a little bit better, not a little bit better, a lot better protection because he's on a record pacing, I think, sacks of getting sacked. Eric Bieniemy also is helping a lot, but Ron Rivera might need to get out of there. They might need to get rid of Ron Rivera as well. Baltimore Ravens.
S or A. This is where I'm iffy.
Where were they before?
Probably A.
I think
they're A.
I think the way they're playing right now, they are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, because if they made it harder on me because they just lost to the Browns, but
It's not like they had the game. It's not like they were getting outclassed by the Browns. It's
No.
like they kind of lost themselves.
so you want to say S?
I might give them S right now.
Because A is still kind of contender, but Super Bowl contender.
I think they're a tier ahead of the Jakes, in my personal opinion. And I think I don't know. Lamar's
What are
been
their
playing like a
losses?
guy
That's the key thing I need to check.
against good teams, or not good teams. Actually, they lost to the
No.
Colts.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, never mind.
No. So that's what I'm saying.
So they lost to the Browns, they lost to Steelers, they lost to the Colts.
Yeah.
But they beat good teams. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at the teams they beat.
Okay, so we have Dolphins coming up, right? Let's get to the Dolphins right now. Dolphins are going to come up soon, but where are you with the Dolphins? Because they lost to good teams and beat the bad teams.
They're A.
So okay, put the Dolphins in A then.
They're A.
So you think the Ravens are a whole tier ahead of the Dolphins though on paper?
On paper,
And based on what we've seen
but
so
based
far?
on what I've seen,
They both have the same record.
I'm not saying on paper right now.
because Ravens
But
are
look-
a better
look
team. The teams that they lost to, their Ravens are a
This
better
is where
team.
we can't take in record. This is where we say this is where we base off what we see. What we've
Yeah.
seen is Ravens beat the Seahawks. The Ravens beat the Lions. The Ravens beat the Bengals. Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the test that Dolphins had, they lost to the Bills. They lost to the Eagles, and they lost to the Chiefs pretty handedly. Right. The Chiefs one was close, but they were down 20-0 at half.
Yeah, that's a tough. We'll come back to it. That's a tough one for me. That is a tough one for me for sure.
Atlanta Falcons.
C.
What are they?
They were C before. They were
I
C
think
now.
they dropped down a little bit, right? Do they?
No, they stay the same. This is what we expected. Their division is so bad.
Yeah.
The reason why the Saints are down is because their expectations. I had higher expectations for them.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But I don't feel like anyone in the NFC South deserves
Anything higher than a C? No.
I guess, yeah. Kansas City Chiefs.
A.
They're A. They're not looking.
So
like,
okay, no.
actually, no. They got.
No. So
What?
if we're having the Ravens in S, the Chiefs got to go to S.
Yeah, the Chiefs. I was about to say that right now before you cut me off, but like,
Yeah. Unless if you want to put the Chiefs in A, I'm down to put the Ravens in A. That's the way I'm gonna look at it.
Currently, they haven't been the same team, but they're still 7-2.
Yeah.
Right, the way you look at it, it's tough. We'll come back to that for sure.
Bucks C.
Yeah.
Honestly, we thought they were F.
I thought they were.
They were
worse.
F.
They were F
for us.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were undefeated for the first 3 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah, Detroit Lions.
A.
Yeah.
I expected this from them.
I
think we had them in B, but you could argue S, but I don't want. I don't
think so because their schedule is not that great either. At the same time, go Denver Broncos. I'm gonna go this way because we're gonna put Colts at the end.
Okay, we stop there for a second.
Yeah.
Dolphins. Now I'm thinking I want to put them in S.
6-3.
Yeah, so are the Ravens.
Yeah, but I'm just saying who they beat though.
I trust me. I'm number one on that argument.
Yeah.
But I think they're a whole tier better than everybody in S or A. Sorry.
You still think they're better?
I think they're better than the Cowboys. I think they're better than the Jags.
I think all these teams could beat them except for Vikings probably.
I don't either at the same time.
I just don't respect of who
the
they
record?
beat. I don't respect who they beat. I don't know who did they beat. That was good.
No one.
Exactly right. Like let's see their things.
I have it up. Don't worry.
They put up 70 on the Broncos. Wow.
Yeah, which is a lot.
It's a lot.
Doesn't matter what team you are.
Yeah.
They're first in the division. On a tough division, they're first. That's number one. Schedule wise, okay, they beat the that's preseason. They beat the Chargers in a thriller. They beat the Patriots at the time they were okay. They destroyed the Broncos. They lost to the Bills. They beat the Giants. They beat the Panthers. They lost to the Eagles. They beat the Patriots, and they lost to the Chiefs. So yes, you're right. They lost to all the teams in S tier right now. Oh, I guess the Bills technically are C tier, but but obviously we know at the time the Bills. That's when we thought the Bills were going to be back to S.
All right, we'll revisit this. All right, let's finish up the tier list first. Like
Broncos C. Sorry, is that 2 Broncos?
There's 2 Broncos. What the hell?
Don't tell me we messed this up again.
No, let's see. We'll double check if.
Okay.
All right, San Fran. We'll double check if we missed a team. Okay. Then we'll turn the Broncos.
We did this
into
again.
That team.
We did this happened in the soccer one too.
Because Leeds were there.
San Francisco's A.
Leeds were there when they were relegated.
Yeah.
San Francisco's A. They would have been S, but they went on a 3-game losing streak.
Nothing else to say.
That's a lot. Packers, they're D.
D.
You're as good as the Bears, basically.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, we put them at D before, I believe, too, right?
We're missing the Seahawks.
We're missing the Seahawks. All right.
Yes.
Denver Broncos. You're the new Seahawks.
And then they're B.
So
they're B.
They're
Seahawks
B
are
right
B
now.
team.
So the B team is the Seahawks. We'll just put their picture over it.
Yeah.
Once, like right now, and they're involved in a big trade, I guess. They're kind of similar, I guess. They both had Russell Wilson. So, but Seahawks.
I think that's what they messed up on the slogan part. Maybe.
Yeah. Seahawks. I feel like they're good, but I feel like they're kind of just barely edging out a lot of these, right? Like week 10 against the Commanders.
But still, they were at one point they were leading the division.
They were at one point.
So I think they're B. I think they're better than any of the C tier teams, realistically.
Yeah, they're a playoff team.
Except for the Bills, but like that's a different story.
They're still a playoff team. Geno Smith is still proving it's not a fluke, right? He might not be as good as last year.
Yeah,
but he's proving that
he could get it done, but the defense has been.
He's proving that he still belongs, type of thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Steelers are a B tier team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're 6-3.
Yeah,
the way
they're edging out wins themselves with that offense.
When you're looking at them play, we're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But they're somehow 6-3. Like you see their Kenny Pickett throwing picks. You see George Pickens getting pissed off or not getting targets.
Yeah.
And then dropping passes sometimes. I just don't know how they're moving the ball and winning games. But obviously, when you have TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith taking a step forward, and Minkah Fitzpatrick with Cam Hayward coming back, I guess that's how it is. But Mike Tomlin just finds a way, I guess, every single time. The Cleveland Browns.
Okay. So we had them in C, but I know you said you messed that one up. When we did the preseason one,
I was like, they're gonna move up.
They were at least so we agreed that they're a B tier team preseason. Did they match exactly what you did?
Yes.
They have one of the best defenses, but their offense has been okay.
They're B.
Yeah.
C was still fair, but like we're like, okay, this team's gonna move up. They deserve kind of a little move up because we're basically off what the picture says, which is C, and I think they're a little bit better than the C team right now.
Yeah, Tennessee D.
Yeah, I still expect you guys to still be relevant, right?
You're
like
not really.
kind of compete with the Jags for a division.
I guess you're a little bit more fun because not this last week, but you're a little bit more fun. I'll
With
say
Will
that with
Levis.
Will Levis now, and D Hop. The first game, 4 touchdowns, 3 D Hop. But yeah, D tier team did not expect you to be below the other teams in the division by 2 of them. I mean,
All right, Indianapolis Colts.
here's the thing. Expectations wise, we had them an F.
We did.
Gardner Minshew's out in now, and we thought they were gonna be definitely D at the minimum. I'm gonna argue B, but I could see a fair point for C.
I'm going. I was going
Because if you had the Texans at A, and given the circumstances of the Colts,
I said B.
okay,
I'm saying B.
okay, I thought you
But
were
that was
gonna,
my
I thought you
initial
were gonna argue C. That's why
No,
I said a few.
I was saying B. The fact that you had your rookie quarterback
New head coach,
and he was playing that well,
yeah,
and then have him injured.
and then bring in
And
Carson Wentz 2.0 and Gardner Minshew
Yes, and still find a way that you're 5-5 and kind
in a
of
playoff game.
have a playoff
We're
hope.
second out of the playoff spot.
Yeah.
Two-
So that is
and one of the
insane
easier
itself.
schedules remaining.
I said Kevin O'Connell's in the coach of the year conversation.
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans is in there. Shane Steichen's in there.
Yeah,
And you could probably throw Nick Sirianni just because
yeah.
they're the best team in football right now. But no, like if you're telling me as an Indianapolis Colts fan, this is what you're gonna expect, especially after, like, honestly, if it was A-Rich, I was like, okay, I could have seen it happen, kind of, right? Like,
Yeah.
Because the ceiling is just so high. But with Gardner Minshew, with Grover Stewart being suspended, with Isaiah Rodgers being suspended from the beginning of the year, with Tony Brown playing cornerback,
Yeah.
right?
And
getting cooked by
injuries
Saints,
everywhere.
and injuries everywhere else,
And Shaq not being Shaq at the moment.
and
But
Taylor coming back, especially with the Taylor drama,
yeah.
the amount that this team had to face, and they overcome.
Hey, we had games that we could have won.
We could have won every
The
single
Browns
game.
game we got robbed off.
Browns game we got robbed. Saints we should have won. It's just that our defense couldn't. Our cornerbacks
The only
couldn't stop.
realistic loss we had was the second Jacksonville.
The second in Jacksonville,
Yeah.
where we always lose.
Yeah. Like the Rams game, we were right there.
Yeah,
So
lost in overtime. In Rams lost against the Browns near the end. We went on a 3-game losing streak with Jags, Browns, and Saints.
yeah. Okay. So the debate is now that I'm seeing the Niners.
All right,
in
let's
A,
just go from bottom up first.
Okay.
F, all good.
Yeah.
D, all good.
Yes.
I think C is all good too.
Yes.
B,
That's the Seahawks, by the way. That
the
Broncos
Broncos
logo.
or Seahawks.
This tier list decided to disrespect the Seahawks, so we
Yeah.
apologize for that. Not double checking, but yeah.
That's done too. I think B is good too, right?
Yeah.
A and S. That's where
So
we're having
here's
a
the thing.
conversation.
I see obviously the Niners are S tier team, but we know that's not the case based on what happened before this past week. Because I'm seeing the Niners in A, I'm more comfortable with the Dolphins being in A now.
Yeah,
That's
It's
it.
Same record as well. If you think
Yeah.
about it. Honestly, I think it's.
You have a
fine.
case of the Lions of the S, but I don't think really because I expected
There's-
them to win the division.
If I'm putting
Our expectations were they were going to win the division, kind
and-
of comfortably.
and strength of schedule, right?
But no, sorry, I had them winning the division. You had them out. You
I
had-
don't know. I just switched up last
yeah,
second. I had
but
them
either
the
way,
whole
you
time.
had them in there.
I had him in there the whole time. I don't know why I switched up
Yeah.
in the NFL predictions video because I'm the one who was saying it all off season.
Yeah,
But yeah,
think it's-
Dolphins, Lions. If I'm saying strength of schedule, they both got to be in the same tier for me.
Yeah.
Personally, yes, Dolphins are very explosive.
out of these teams, we know that 2 of those teams should be in
Like
S.
Dolphins should be an S and San Fran should be an S, but the Dolphins didn't beat anyone good.
No, I get it now because we also dropped the Bengals all the way to B, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yeah, no, so that's the tier list.
And don't trip out. Houston's here just because they were supposed to be an F team and they are
Expectations put them in.
They're in a playoff spot right
possible
now.
playoff spot, and who knows, could win the division.
They're outperforming
Yeah.
massively. The most surprising team in the NFL, and credit goes to CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans.
And that defense, yep. Yeah, so that's our tier list. Comment down below what do you guys agree with, disagree with. Once again, that B tier Broncos team is the Seahawks. And other than that, make sure you guys check out the previous one so you guys know what we're comparing it to.
Compare.
It will be linked down below. You will
Yeah.
link it. And check out all of our other tier lists of preseason and stuff. Upcoming next will be the MLB end of season tier list. That should be out the following week. All right, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.